My name's Adrian. I've been at Westrac for 8 years now. I'm a machinist here. I work on the new CNC vertical borer.
I'm Matt, leading hand at hydraulics.
I'm Caitlin. I work at hydraulics and I mainly do timesheet entries and purchasing.
The timesheets that we used to fill out, we'd fill out once a day. We'd go through DBS, work out whether the job numbers are open, whether they're there, all the segments and operations are where they're supposed to be. And then we go back to our timesheets, write that out, and then we fill out our service report. So it's a bit of back and forward. Once we fill out our timesheet, it goes to the leading hands.
As a leading hand, I start work at 5 AM. I grab all the timesheets from the previous shift. I check all the segments, all the times are correct, all the hours are correct, and the whole timesheet needs to be corrected. And I use those times to get my times allocated for the day.
So as administrator, I receive the timesheets from the leading hands. I enter them into SAP and goes through the process of going into DBS and booking onto the work orders. The current timesheet system usually takes about 2 hours of my day between going through each sheet and checking for errors that may come up. Sometimes we do still get errors, which takes some time going back to the leading hands, which then sometimes take it back to the guys, and then the whole process is a bit time consuming.
So I think the biggest problems that I've experienced with the old system would be just how long it takes and having to go back and forward to DBS. It can get a bit confusing if you've got like a whole range of jobs that you've got to do throughout the day.
With the old system, there's room for errors because in the work orders that are not allocated to the people under my control can write down the wrong job numbers, and us as leading hands need to rectify the problem. So other bad examples of using paper timesheets is personnel's handwriting cannot be legible, it can get dirty within the workshop, it can get torn, it can actually go missing, so that person would have to book onto a lost time work order. The current timesheet effort is going through DBS and checking every single timesheet. Like as a TA, you could have 3 pages worth of timesheets to check. It's a very time consuming effort when it could take up to half an hour to check one timesheet.
Best thing about the new system would have to be not having to go back through DBS and make sure everything's open and where it's supposed to be. If it's on the new system, then it's already open, ready to go.
So the new process with DTC is that the tradesmen under my control, I now check only those timesheets, and the segments are already allocated to those work orders and they can't get it wrong.
The DTC system for me is amazing. It saves me a lot of time that I can use doing other basic admin duties.
It gives me more time to be on the floor and supervising tradesmen, doing more productive work for Westrac.